Hi everyone, this is AJ. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my review of the next episode of Dexter New Blood, episode 5. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this episode is titled Runaway. This episode opens with Dexter confronting Harrison about the blade, the cutthroat razor that he'd been carrying around that Dexter had found. Dexter's obviously suspicious of Harrison. Harrison gets this and Harrison's not too happy, so thusly they have a bit of a fallout. Harrison leaves. While outside, some of the other kids from the school come and take him to a party, essentially a kill list party, where the police officer's daughter had taken a photo of the kill list. Everyone on that list has been invited to this party, and Harrison's the guest of honour, so to speak, because he's saved everyone's life. While there, he consumes a couple of drugs and ends up almost overdosing. He becomes unconscious, and the black guy copper comes, and the coach, the wrestling coach, comes and sort of basically saves him. And this kicks off a series of events where Dexter then goes after the drug dealer himself. He finds out who the drug dealer is. He goes after him, and Dexter's about to inject him, like what Dexter does, to kill him, but is interrupted by the coach police officer. The police pull up at the time, so what Dexter does is he lays into him instead, starts punching him and kicking him, basically saying, don't go near my son, all this sort of stuff. So they assume that Dexter's just an enraged father. They take them back to the station. Dexter joins them back at the station just for formality. And then Dexter finds out who the actual individual is that is making the drugs, and thusly goes after that person. All while this is going on, Angela, the police officer in charge, Dexter's girlfriend, has gone off on a police convention, essentially, which happens to be in the same location as where Matt, the geezer who Dexter killed in the first episode, has apparently been booked in to a hotel and is using a credit card there. After a series of events where they see the CCTV, they come to find out that it's not actually Matt, it's someone else using his card. But while there at this convention, Angela meets Angel Batista from the original Dexter series, the copper with the hat. And she meets him, they get to talking, they discuss these missing girls that are that have been happening in town. He says it reminds him a bit of the Trinity killer case, and a young officer called Deborah Morgan sort of solved that case just by keeping on at it. But she ended up being killed, and her brother died as well, and his brother left behind a child named Harrison. So this starts getting Angela a bit, Now, a lot goes on. Now, Kurt Fuller, the father of Matt, played by Clancy Brown, he's taken that young girl with the green hair and he's actually locked her in that room down below. And ultimately, at the end of the episode, ends up killing her. It doesn't go as planned, he goes a bit funny because he wants things to play out a specific way, and she isn't playing ball with that, and thusly the killing of her doesn't go how he needs it to go or wants it to go. We haven't found out why this is yet. Now, at the end of the episode, Angela goes back to town, obviously, talking to her daughter. While Harrison was drugged up and before he passed out, he'd actually said at the party to Angela's daughter that Jim isn't his father's real name. And the daughter relays this information to her mother, and that coinciding with what had been told to her at the police convention by Angel. She does a bit of digging and she finds online and finds an obituary for Dexter, and the episode closes up there. So there's some other bits in the episode. There's like when Dexter goes to kill the the guy who's actually making the drugs, and again that goes wrong because the officer turns up and is waiting outside for like SWAT to come or whoever it is to break down the door and gain access. So Dexter's interrupted, so thusly what he does is he basically sticks a load of cocaine up his nose because he can't breathe through his mouth, and makes him overdose like that. So they come in and find a person who's overdosed himself. Now this bit didn't really work for me because I don't understand why Dexter took the risk of setting up a kill room in this geezer's house, knowing that the police knew his address and this sort of thing, and inevitably the police would be turning up at some point. That sort of stuff's a bit sort of like iffy and writing. We did have it in earlier episodes, like Dexter going back out into the woods with the cameras being up there, knowing that there's now cameras, but yet he goes back out to leave a different scent trail, and the digging up of the body from underneath the fire pit when his son is in the house. You know, there's these sort of silly things that are written into the script that don't particularly work for me. But that being said, it was a very strong episode, a very good episode. A lot of stuff happened. The noose seems to be tightening around Dexter. I'd like to think that Dexter as a character is making these mistakes because he's been out of the game for so long, so to speak. That's the way I perceive it, that he's not thinking correctly in what he does, and he's lost the knack of, you know, yeah, and he's just, yeah. But anyway, so a very strong episode, a very good episode, lots gone on, and it makes you want to watch next week's one. It's a fantastic episode. So that's it. That's my review for this episode. Big thumbs up. A lot of fun. Dexter's back on form, and I'm loving it. Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, all. And goodbye.